Perfect.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Anyway, let me recap for the recording. So the focus tonight's the 1A championship game. Damion Savolt is the white hat on this game, and will be giving us these plays to take a look at. This first one, we were talking about the players on the numbers here. It's a championship game, and how hard it is for us to be authoritative to keep them on the sideline. We are supposed to keep them on the sideline. We've got an asterisk next to that in our mechanics manual that says unless it's senior night, and so because we've got these exceptions, I think it makes it that much harder to keep them on the sideline. But my comment would be here: once you get this to this point, you just got to leave that alone. If we're going to police this, we got to do it before we ever start walking out on the field. And I think the wings could probably help in this regard to stay on the sideline, keeping everybody off until the captains get to the middle. So we won't spend any more time on that unless somebody else has got a comment. All right, let's jump to play number 5. All right.
So also with these plays too, both of these teams, the whole game, they ran sweep right and left wide all night. Probably 60% of the plays were being ran at the sideline officials. So I chose this play a couple of reasons. We talked about the white hat. He should probably be wider out toward the numbers for these plays, and this is what I've kind of taken away from this game as well. I chose this play as well of the headlines. He lets the play come toward him, lets it get turned upfield, and then he also dead balls officiate and steps out and makes sure that the players come out of the sideline. So I just think this is a good job of cleaning up the play on the sidelines, and we'll see a whole bunch of plays kind of like this of just how the wings made sure they turned, they looked, they didn't hit the spot, like they hit the spot to help cross field mechanics, but they also make sure to come and get the players if needed.
So I got a question about umpire, Kirk. So on this play, the umpire's chasing the ball. Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I think
the backside there.
I had the same comment. I think I see multiple plays. I think this umpire could better serve the crew by letting players develop in between him and the sideline. I think if he were to slow play this, maybe even about right here, letting all of this action get in front of him, I think we're going to be better serving what's going on. Because right here, if you look at it, what does he have to officiate that isn't already covered? You got a back judge looking in from this direction. I like the hustle, but I think too much movement from our umpire in this play and maybe others, I think.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give the back judge kudos on this play. He's not in the picture, so he has his cushion and he's officiating the play like he should be. So I'm gonna give him kudos on this one.
All right, very good. All right, Damion, play 7.
This one too, I think we just need to have the back judge. I guess a couple of these plays. This is another sweep. First one we circled. Do we think that was a hold possibly that could have sprung him around on the kid that was circled there? And then once we do get turned around the corner, the line judge lets the play come toward him again and lets him go upfield. I think the other comment is maybe just have the back judge to stay back and slow down so he's just not on top of the play at the end.
I'm going to, while you guys talk a little bit more about this, I think, Matt, you want to talk about back judge a little too. I'm going to put this poll in there. I would like to see if you guys can see a foul or not on that circled guy.
And again, like I said, this is sweep. So we talk about keys, like whose key is this to start off with? Is this, by book, is this a back judge key? If the line judge is keying this press coverage down here on this wide receiver first, is this could this be a white hat or a referee's key as it's sweeping? We shouldn't be watching the ball. Nothing really with the ball carrier, so we need to go to the next level and look ahead of the play.
All right, just because it's always time to have see if everybody's.
I'm going to add something in here with the back judge. As a back judge, we're going to stay in between the hash marks and keep all 22 players in front of us, and so we have eyes on everybody. I mean, we got a receiver on the top by the head linesman, with the defender getting crazy, and we're all the way down here to the numbers, watching the ball carrier be tackled. You're not helping the crew out any at that point in time, if that makes any sense at all.
Sorry, Matt. I'm going to add that poll. It's I like it. I think that's where we need to be. We got 100% no foul on this. What I like about the fact that we got no foul, and here's how we processed it in the pre-meeting. Even though it has a lot of suspicion here, the way his hand is kind of around that shoulder, I don't see any body language on the defensive player that indicates he was restricted. I think the offensive player is beat, and when you're beat, you cheat. And I think he had an opportunity to cheat, and in that case, I think we good call, leave it alone. But I like the conversation about who's watching that, because if our wing is watching this and our white hat is watching this, then we've got two sets of eyes that are wasted, and so being able to see that. So, Matt, are you good with all your back judge stuff as well? Do you need me?
Yep. I've said all my piece.
Okay. Yeah, I think that back judge is just too close into the action right there, finishing the play on top of the ball carrier. Okay, 15.
Again, line judge, ball's coming toward him again. He backs up to the backfield, lets the play go, watching kids out of bounds and going to the spot. Again, turning toward the kids. He's not facing the field of play, anything like that. We also talked about the umpire. We thought this was a little better job of the umpire staying back, not letting players kind of get in between him. He's in front of all the players still. Seeing him, if he would stay back and let the back judge maybe help clean up just a little bit more. I think this is a good coverage play of seeing all these plays.
Yeah, I like this step into the backfield here by the wing. Now, I'm not sure us three would like the shoulders turned like that, and I would agree that's you really don't like to turn your shoulders closing off so much of the action.
Now you just want to open up, step back, open up with your right foot, and go downfield.
Other than that, good cleanup, comes in, gets the spot, keeps his eyes up with the action. We do have a player in the bench area on the ground. That's probably why the umpire's coming in, clean that thing up. That can get ugly real quick. Your game goes south if somebody gets a kick to the rib right there. We good, Damion?
Yeah.
Play it again. Look at player 23. Is he holding? We're getting a chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that right in here, maybe?
I haven't found 23 yet. No, he's up on the line.
This is the one we talked about, Kirk, 23.
Yep.
Did he get beat and hold there?
Yep.
Again, that goes back to whose key is that to start with? I mean.
And so I have a comment on the out of bounds stuff that I pregame when I'm a white hat is I'm going to take the quarterback to the line of scrimmage into out of bounds. And my back judge is going to stay back and dead ball officiate that. When the quarterback crosses my face and he's heading towards the headlines side and goes out, my back judge is going to get in there and clean it up, and I'm going to stay back and dead ball officiate. If that makes sense to anybody.
I think your point here is you're on this right-handed quarterback side, so you're closer to the sideline, so you can get there quicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
And then I want my back judge to stay back. We talked about the umpire already staying in the middle of the field and cleaning up. The line judge can get the spot. I'm going to go get my quarterback out of the bench or my running back and bring him back in the field, and it looks smooth and clean. And then when the play goes the other way, then my back judge is going to be in there, and I'm going to stay back just because I have a lot farther to go.
We did talk about 23 holding there. Did he get beat? I guess mine is whose key is that? It's a cluster of trips, wide receivers. It is on the inside too, so point of contact. Just a great discussion, I guess, to see who could catch that play in that midst.
It's a good catch by the audience here. All right, play 16.
This is a pass play. Good job of the line judge reading pass, taking a couple steps, and as well as the head linesman. He didn't take the steps, but he turned his head. You can see on the film that once he reads pass, he turns his head and starts officiating his zone of wide receivers. This is a short, 8-10 yard pass play. I just thought it was good because we talk about hustling too much or moving too fast for wings, trying to beat the play down maybe. I thought this was a good play for the wings, both reading pass and then start officiating their wide receivers areas.
Anybody else? You good there? All right, we'll go play 17.
This is another sweep play. We have this defensive end. He comes in and
we're gonna do a poll here, so don't taint the.
Sorry, man.
That's all right. All right, so we're watching We're watching this end right here.
Start.
We're going to do a poll on that potential block below the waist by the defense. And I guess we're, because of the camera angle, we are the line judge ruling on this play. All right, let's see if I can find my poll. We're going to go foul or no foul. Relaunch poll. You should see a poll on your screen. You guys want to block below the waist on that defensive player. So defensive block below the waist. I'll close the poll in 3, 2, 1. What I like about it is before I even start saying 3, 2, 1, I think everybody's made their opinion. They've jumped on an answer. I like that. All right, we've got a majority say no. About what is that? 3 to 1.
He slipped down.
Three,
right?
3 to 1.
So in this play, so as the referee, I called this a block below the waist. When I got the film from the coach said that the kid slipped, and that it shouldn't be a block below the waist. So I felt that the kid, he was there and he went down low, waist and below. I felt that it was a block below the waist on the defense.
I forgot what the poll result was. So most people
mostly
said no.
Said no block below the waist.
I think that is a suspect. I think, I mean, it's a safety infraction. I don't think we can judge whether he accidentally fell down here or not.
Let's put this in the situation, Kirk. You know, the old famous Ralston Valley cornerbacks or outside linebackers would come up and catch that lead blocker. And this is a pulling guard that gets cut down. It's in that same context. Yep, this happens to be a defensive end. Yep. And those have always been our five-man mechanic troublemaker call.
I agree. That is our nemesis. You know, and sometimes, you know, a coach, I guess Damion, I'm guessing the coach said, we don't coach that, so I know he fell down.
Kirk, can you replay it, please?
Are you guys just seeing, was it not playing? Yeah, the coach is probably saying, we don't coach that, so I know he just fell down. Well, we can't, we don't know that.
So that's not a free blocking.
Yeah,
So is that player in the free blocking zone?
No, he's not.
He is not.
That player is not in the free blocking zone.
And he did not slip. I think it's a good call. Block below the waist all day long.
Yeah, what do you have? You could have ball out of the zone, but it's not really out of the zone, is it? No, I think it's a good call. I support that one. But that's why we get paid with $60.
All right. So this next play is a pass play. Let's see, is this? So I think we want to talk about keys. So this wideout's going in motion. So leaving the tight end on the upside, on the backside. I think just reading keys and being able to then rotate and officiate the referee or referees your zone for both the headlines and line judges. Might turn, but that's still 30 yards away. We may have to take 3 or 4 steps to go downfield to ref your zone after you read pass. Matt, anything else?
Yeah, so as a back judge, I mean, we got – so one thing, we're outside the hash marks, which I'm never going to be outside the hash marks for anything. I'm going to be in between the goalposts 99% of the time. And if I'm reading pass, I'm getting back immediately. I want to be back far enough that all the players are still in front of me and I can stop when the ball's in the air and watch the catch happen or a foul happen, whatever that is. Right now, with my back turned to the players and I'm doing a 360 trying to come around and see what happens, it's just not – I mean, we are just not in a good position here. I mean, I don't know what else to add.
Yep.
The chats are mentioning that the back judge is not positioned well to start, and coverage after the positioning gets a little
and
bad
so
too.
I'm gonna assume here that he was cheating to his key, which is we have to cheat as much as we can all the time. I mean, that's the only way we have an advantage. And so if we're going to be focused on our key the whole time and get beat to that point, I mean, we got to be switching to zone right now. go ahead and play it, Kirk. Right here, we should be switching to zone, right? And we have the tight end on top and this receiver going down the hash mark in the middle of the field. Those are our two guys. That's our zone. And we need to be able to see both of them at the same time, right? And I think he was cheating over here to see number 23 on the bottom receiver. And so we were still on our original key that we began to play with, which, is we're not really – I mean, there's no foul there. There can't be. And so that's kind of the way I judge it. If they're not in press, bump and run coverage, face mask to face mask at the snap, I'm going to zone immediately because they're not going to foul themselves. They can't foul there. And so we don't need to stay with that key, if that makes any sense to anybody.
Yeah, the great comments. Let me go back to this headlinesman. So let's think through this. We've got a down and distance issue. It's third. We got a money line right now. It's third down. If they don't get that, they're going to have to punt. So we need to know where that line is. In looking at this, that headlinesman, once this, there's nobody in the flat to read forward backwards pass. So we should know that it's a pass right now. I would like that headlinesman at least to be moving down to this line to gain in case this pass is in this short zone with eyes down in here. And really the only receiver he needs to cover is probably this tight end, which was his key at the snap. So I think we're a little flat-footed at the headlines position right here. I think at a minimum I'd like to see here. And then once that ball gets aired out, then it's all about trying to have as much still eyes, but yet not be too far away. Yeah, you don't want to ball watch. So I think we're just a little flat-footed here at the headlines. It's interesting. We talk about moving downfield too soon. I think this wing isn't moving downfield soon enough. Okay, we'll go to the next play, 26.
I chose this play too. Just a straight easy dive play, but we have the wide receiver and the defense back up top jacking around, and I thought it was a good job by the back judge. You can almost see him talking to the kids, yelling at him, saying, "Play's over, cool it." I thought it was a good job of dead ball officiating this easy dive play and watching kids up top.
Sorry, I've got a glitch in my system here. Let me try to get rid of this. Nope, can't do it.
You can see there he's turned, he's talking to him, and then the kids actually turn around and look at him as well, so you can see that he's dead ball officiating that.
Yeah, preventing officiating right there. Good job. Probably save some headaches later on in the game. All right, we'll go to this. I've got 200 on this. I don't remember which play number it is, but I think this was that extra play.
We talked about this play again, starting outside the 10. It's a sweep play toward the headlinesman. Couple money lines, I guess, there too. There's the goal line, and there's also the line to gain. But I thought he did a good job of getting to the goal line and making sure dead ball officiate after that play. I think everybody else, I think we just need to steady our feet, stand still, have our heads on a swivel, making sure we're dead ball officiating and not worry about where's the ball or what's the next play. I think let's make sure we clean up everything and just making sure that the dead ball officiating happens since this is a score. We also said that this was a good job too of nice of the headlines, nice and easy going up. We all know it's a touchdown. No need to be hurried up to make that call and everything.
So as a back judge, I'm going to be set up underneath the goalpost, I guess, and I might take a few steps towards that sideline, but I'm not going to go into the field of play, and I am not going to chase down the running back with the ball. Right? We need to dead ball officiate. We need to keep. That's our main job. We got the best seat in the house to watch the game. Watch all 22 players every play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume this ball was snapped at, looks like the 11. I assume the crew identified the goal line is given to the wings by the back judge. It kind of looks like that's how it's being officiated.
Yep, that's true. That's how that was communicated out. So.
I can't tell I think that's
third down.
But yeah, so if that's a good point, Damion, if that's third down, this line to gain is a critical one. That's a lot of stuff to cover as a wing. And then once we get inside the 10 and you've got responsibility for that goal line, you almost need to be moving at the snap forward. Just your momentum, I think, is beneficial because you got a lot of things to cover. You got a lot of space here. You got two money lines. Or I know we're asking a lot. All right. Anybody else got anything on that one?
Yeah, so there's a lot of chat going on about back judge giving up the goal line, and I give it up like the 35. You know, I want to be on the end line all game. But in all seriousness, this is headlines. I mean, as long as the crew's communicating, your guys' goal line, you know, I need to stay at the end line so I'm out of the players' ways and I can see what's going on, and let the line of scrimmage guys take it. It's all right. You know, just communicate it.
You know, we have a back judge on my crew that just likes to watch the umpire work too. And I think you can see us work at 35 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
So I understand.
It's a great view back there. You don't have to move. I love that. 35 yards, perfect.
So this play, easy extra point play, extra try. I picked this play because I thought this was a good job of the headlines crashing in, cleaning up that pile. I see this kind of everywhere that we don't do this in a lot of areas. We just have guys that stay out there and don't come in and help kind of clean up with the umpire and the referee coming in. That also remember that we don't signal good anymore after this play.
As a white hat.
As a white hat, yep.
Yeah, I like crashing wings. I think the umpire could come in here and talk to some players. We always talk about the ingredients of trouble, and that's when one team's just scored and the other team's pissed and tired, and you know, this is the chance somebody takes advantage of a player on the ground or something. So I think as an umpire, come in hard, talk to him, tell him get to the sideline. Usually that takes care of all that stuff. All right. Play 35.
Just another sweep play. Toward the end of the play, I just thought this was a good job by the head linesman. He hit his spot, and he actually kind of walks toward the players, making sure that player doesn't get dumped onto the track. One thing that we maybe talked about a little bit was maybe just slow down a little bit, not try to be straight lined with the running back here, kind of let him get by and officiate ahead of the play, or try to key your eyes to the next level of where you're supposed to be for the halo. I think that was the one conversation that we had. Again, sweep play all day that we saw of this. So
yeah, I think some distance would be a benefit on that wing right there. But yeah, I like how he gets that spot, even watches this action out of bounds. Anybody else have anything on that one?
I'm good.
37. Scott, to that chat line, right?
Yeah, so on this play, we have a false start by the right receiver end. It's late that it gets called here. The white hat actually calls the false start, but I think the key is here to see this and call it right away, because now we got a melee, a mess. I think as a white hat, if I had this sooner, shut it down, making sure that we don't have like a fumble recovery for white, and we're going to have to explain what happened.
I think this was a crew saver by the white hat. I think this has got to be picked up by this line judge. I mean, that's right where he's looking. One thing that I've learned over the years, different clinics and conversations, wings, if you think about, and even umpires, use your eyes and focus on one thing. Don't try to see it all. Don't have your eyes moving around at the snap. So in other words, put your eyes, whether it be on the ball or a player's helmet, and you'll be able to see the peripheral information just fine. But if your eyes are moving around, you got a better chance of missing something. So still those eyes even when you're standing still.
Good.
All right, 43.
This is inside the 5-yard line or at the 5-yard line. Head linesman gets to the goal line on this play. Right away, he gets to the goal line, sees it, and still dead ball officiates, turning toward the players and everything. So
I just realized it's 4th down. Would we want him to stop at the line to gain and be within striking distance of the goal line? Do we want a double stop there?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, I think the goal line is the more important line. I think goal line trumps everything else, but I could be wrong as well.
I agree. I think that we got to get the goal line. We could always take a step back and get the line to gain, but we just got to be aware every play of the line to gain and where we need to get to. If we have that in the back of our minds, you know, we could step back and still get that line to gain.
Again, I like the linesman. I like the slow signal. everybody saw it cross the goal line. I just like dead ball officiating, slow signal, take care of business. Looks good. All right, we'll move to next play.
We're on 48.
Play 48.
So this is a pass play. I think concentrate on the wings. This is a little deeper pass. Just concentrate on the wings, how this play goes. One wing is looking back at the quarterback. We've given up 6 players to the back judge back here almost. And it's hard to see on film if we're turning eyes, turning head and stuff. But again, I think this was our conversation of wings traveling a couple, 3 or 4 yards, and then officiating their zone. Also being aware that, hey, quarterback may scramble, but like Matt said, that referee is going to have the quarterback, to the line of scrimmage and to out of bounds, or past the line of scrimmage, it's going to get passed up to the wings then.
Yeah, you see the direction of the hat is still on the quarterback. We just can't have our wings watching quarterback. There's so much other stuff going on downfield that we got to get our eyes on.
I agree. The back judge had a good cushion on this play.
Agreed. He was definitely deep enough to allow all those players to go in front of him to see that play in his zones.
51.
So this play is we have a kickoff again. Kickoff mechanics. We need to look ahead of the runner. This is a good play that I picked out because we had a conversation after this play as we circled the players. That player right there, we actually get a block in the back there, and this kid lands on the ground, and then we have the running back actually jumping over the kid on the ground. And so we have 2 flags on this play, one for hurdling and one for block in the back. But we got together as a crew and talked about the hurdling call, and we found out, we discussed and said the defender was on the ground, his knee was on the ground, and so we wouldn't have a hurdling call, but we got a block in the back there. So I think, again, this play is just, we have the back judge, he actually threw the block in the back, and we were able to talk, us 3 as a referee. I saw this player on the ground as well, so we were able to talk and communicate. I think that's good as a crew.
Yeah, definitely get that right. It seems like I recognize most of the names on here, but talk through, Damion, why this, or maybe you did, why this was not a hurdle.
Yeah, so as this play developed, the kid that got blocked in the back, he's on the ground.
Right there.
He's on right there, and when this player comes up, he jumps over him and hurdles him, but he's on the ground, and so we wouldn't have hurdling of a player since he is on the ground, contact with his knee and on the ground.
Okay, good job. All right, play 63.
My favorite formation.
Yeah, so this is a quads left. Again, talk about keys. I'll let Matt talk about the keys when this bunch breaks up and everything. But I just picked this play out to understand who's keys, who's watching keys. And then again, we need to make sure that wings are helping in the pass play of those keys and zones and stuff.
Let me do this.
And again, Matt, talk about how we're going to judge or determine from this breakout of quads.
So basically, we have 4 wide receivers. None of them are threatened by a defender. So we're going to let them declare on where they're going to go and then pick them up in zone coverage. It's that simple to do that. But we got to be moving downfield with the line judge. We got to know where the line to gain's at, all those things on every play. But we just can't leave the back judge back there by himself on every play. Even though we're pretty smart, we do need help every once in a while.
Yeah, so at this point in time, there's no forward-backward pass that needs to be determined. Our eyes, we probably should move down here once these players take us that direction, and then we're watching for holdings and pick plays. And
so I'm gonna add something else to this. If we've actually pre-gamed this and watched these 2 teams and filmed the week before, usually in a 4A, 5A, the teams that I've seen anyway, They do this bunch down here, and they're going to hit the wide receiver, their stud guy up on top on one-on-one coverage. And that's what
up
and so
here.
they're trying to deceive and bring all the defense down here at the bottom of the screen, and they have their stud receiver up at the top where they throw that little fade route to him, and he's got one-on-one coverage. You know, we got to make sure as a back judge that we're in position to be able to see the whole field. And so if we see the ball come off the quarterback's hands and he's going to the right, all we have to do is take one step and we can watch that receiver over there. If that helps anybody out. But that's something that we do during the week when we're watching teams on film.
What play are we on, Kirk? Sorry.
73.
All right, so line judge reads pass on this play, turns and looks at his wide receiver, his zone, looks at his zone for wide receivers, and then he takes a quick peek back and sees that the quarterback scrambling. So again, in this play, it's fourth down. We have a money line. Need to make sure we get to a money line. Again, I thought this was a great job of the line judge being able to see pass, start officiating the pass, and then he's at the money line too once the quarterback starts to scramble. Anything else?
No, I think our line judge is set up. And now, and at some point, you gotta, as a wing, you gotta realize the play's breaking down. A lot of times, the receivers will tell you that. Defenders will show you that as well.
And again, this is a tough play for wings. That hey, they're reffing, and they're kind of vulnerable to people coming at him, not knowing if there's a scramble, if it did break down, not seeing what's happened. So, a tough play in my opinion to try and catch everything.
Gosh darn it! So hey, good width. Look at this is exactly what we need to be. We need that whole box all to ourselves. He's got off the sideline here. That's a good position. I think our head linesman, again, I think it's a little flat-footed here. We've got a money line setting up. We got a pass play, a rollout pass. I can't quite tell where he's looking, but I think we could officiate from right here pretty well, seeing this action here. All right, next play, 78.
All right, so on this play, I want to emphasize moment in the game. This is a last play of the first half. So again, knowing situations, what's going to happen, how we're going to officiate, the last plays, what's the intent offense is trying to do. They're trying to score, they're trying to run some trick play. Just knowing situation and time. So it's a pass play. We just need to make sure that we're officiating those zones and everything as well, especially in this situation of last play of the half.
And we talked in the pre-meeting about, is there any forward progress spot that matters in this particular situation? I think there's only one, and that's the goal line. And so we should put ourselves in the best position to officiate action deep. And certainly not watch the quarterback on a pass play. We need to be watching the receivers. Again, we got too many eyes on our setting up here. We got eyes on the quarterback.
And I think too, it's a good job by the umpire stepping up to the line of scrimmage because he is scrambling. So that line could be important to know if he crosses that. I think that's a nice job of the umpire stepping up and being on that line.
Great job. All right, play.
Just play 90.
90.
So this is
a good one.
This is my play so we need to, I don't know if you want to play it a couple times and then we can talk about it, Kirk.
Yeah, let's play
and let people see it. And
let's have a poll on this.
Play it once and pull it.
Yeah, play it once and pull it.
All right, so I noted fourth down here.
Fourth down and a mile.
Was he in scrimmage kick formation, huh? Incomplete pass.
So I don't know if is there a foul on this play maybe?
Yeah, we'll let it play this one time. All right, so let's stop it here and let's just ask the question. Actually, it's set up that way. Launch. Yes. So the question is there a foul or not on this play? Does anybody see a foul? So I'll close it in 3, 2, 1. It's probably pretty tough to find a foul if you're. All right. We had some observant participants here.
Yeah, very good.
81% found a foul.
So in this play, I talked in my pregame. I asked the head coach, "Hey, do we run this jet sweep toss in front, or do we hand it off?" And the coach said he hands it off. So I think that was in my mind as well in this play. I think too that I could probably be wider as a referee, but I think everybody or most people saw that we have a double pass here. I don't know if I just saw the hand go up, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's a double pass. I think this is a great play because this is a test question play. Because there's a lot of things that are happening in this play that could happen that we could have. Maybe we have pass interference downfield, right? So if we have a double pass, that pass interference would get waived off because it's an illegal forward pass, right? So we wouldn't have a pass interference if we had something downfield. The other point is this is fourth down, right? So we have a double pass. The penalty enforcement for this is going to be 5-yard penalty from where he throws it, and it's a loss of down. And so that would cause it then to be Black's ball after we enforce the 5-yard penalty from there. Definitely missed this. When I watched the film, I was like, holy crap. I don't know what I was looking at during the game. So definitely owned up to this one of totally missing a double pass and enforcing it, which could have been, Black did get the ball since it was incomplete, but it would have been a 15-yard more gain basically for Black on that turnover.
Because we've got a loss of down on fourth down, right?
Yeah.
So it is loss of down, but it's
right,
more
not because
that it's loss of the right to replay the down.
Correct. Yep. Thank you for kind of saying that as well. It's not because it's a loss of down, it's the loss of replaying that down. And Tim, thanks. Yes, I am human.
On this one is the line judge. We don't need to go on the field to signal incomplete.
Yeah.
We need to stay on the sideline.
I'd say set your feet and signal too.
Yep.
I don't like to see that incomplete signal with moving feet. It just doesn't look. All right, we're going to go to play 91.
All right. Again, just another play out of bounds. It kind of comes right to him. He might have went downfield a little too soon. Kind of gets in the bunch of players there, but again, just cleaning up the play out of bounds. Dead ball officiating out of bounds. So.
Yep,
we can go
job, DBO.
So
120.
This is a good one if you want to stop it right here. We might be able to put a pull up here and see if we can get a no foul call on this play. It's a sweep right, and then we can play it, and
All right,
you guys decide.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. We don't have as good an angle as that head linesman has.
Right.
I'll throw it up here.
And again, I don't know where you're putting up a pull. Perfect.
So I get the questions blocked below the waist foul on that defensive player. All right, 3, 2, 1. We've got 2-1, no.
So this play, I passed on this play, and Carrie and I talked about this play after the game as well. The reason why I passed, I thought the guy was going to go and tackle the running back, and then the number 2 came out of nowhere, and he cut. I think he cut him. I think I missed this call. And again, the coach over there, he asked about this play as well, since his kid earlier in the game got called for a block below the waist as well. So he was questioning that. But I did pass on this one, just because it was, I don't know if the kid thought he was the quarterback or the runner, or I think maybe just keys looking in front.
I think your back judge can help in this stuff. That's he can see that whole thing develop. It's really tough for these wings. I mean, when you're straight lined like that, you're not really seeing this whole thing develop here. That's tough here. Umpire might be able to pick it up, but it's just so much moving so fast, so close to your eyes. Damion, you said you could see it from where you are. This is a foul in my opinion.
I agree. After watching this, I think this is a foul as well. And
I think we got to have a back judge help support us on that stuff. Sasaki mentioned earlier, we have some issues in the Denver metro area where I think this is even being coached, or if it's not being coached to be illegal, they coach it to hit, top of the thigh or right at the waist, and it tends to be lower than that. But yeah, the more we can do to pick up that, the better. Let's keep going, see if we can get in time, get a couple good plays.
Couple more plays here, so and we can go through these fast. So
just 127.
So plays, just again, pass plays, scrambling out. We need to make sure we officiate zones on wide receivers, as we have 7 guys down here. Just tough for the back judge to see everybody, see how they get open and stuff. This play right here.
Yep, this is catch, no catch.
Yeah, let's see if we get a catch or no catch on this play.
Yeah. I'm not even going to put the poll up here, Damion.
I'm good with that too. Yep.
So you said this ball ended up getting spotted at the 1?
Yeah. So we get a no catch call, I think, and the kid gets hurt, and so there's conversation, and I think this play got overruled and spotted at the 1 or 2. They felt that he caught it, and then when he was on the ground, then he lets it go.
That must have come from the wing, because the back judge looks like he signals. Back judge signals incomplete, and the umpire didn't really get a good spin on it. I mean, that's might have been a little help. That's a pretty tight pass right behind him. Yeah, there's just, in my opinion here, there's no way that ball was possessed long enough. That element of time, I didn't think it was achieved here.
Yep. And again, me as a white hat too, picking out of this play, I need to be wider as well. That we talked about.
Yeah, but you get quarterback, so you probably wouldn't have it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I have catch or no catch. I just referee. So this play we've seen a couple times, or seen before. I just wanted to throw this out here of, this is a 2-point conversion try. And my question is about the mechanic of the referee. He definitely needs to give depth and go for this. But once this ball is, if it's incomplete or if he's rolling at a fumble, once it's recovered by white, it's a dead ball. And are we just doing like incomplete signal for that to call it no good? Is there another mechanic that should happen on a 2-point conversion on a play like this, or on a fumble recovery, or? And that's my only question. And Matt, I don't know if you have anything on that.
I mean, the only thing I'm going to add is, we just got to make sure it's a 2-point try. That's not a field goal, because that's a completely different ball game. We're just going to kill it and go. So the only thing that I'm going to add is, as a referee, that's our baby that we have to protect all game. And so I want to be over there, close enough to him that nothing bad's going to happen to him.
Right. Yep. And I agree with that.
And just over, and everybody split up and go back to the kickoff.
I think those are the toughest call in football. There's so much that can happen there, and so much you got to roll on. I think when we talked about this before, I think the consensus was this probably should be a fumble, which, as you were indicating, the result's the same. It's no good try. Right.
Yeah. If we rule this a fumble, like, I don't know if it's a clock stop mechanic or if it's just, it's no good.
So Damion, you had it a fumble, good try.
Yeah, I think I ruled this as a fumble, no good try.
Yeah, and we didn't. I don't think we when we were talking about it before, we were looking at it more as if it was a scrimmage down.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, that's it, isn't it?
Yep, that's all of our plays.
All right, good timing. We're at 8:26. Excellent job, Damion. Matt, thanks for joining.
And I just want to thank the crew too. Like, I know this is tough watching plays of everybody, and I just want to thank everybody for working this game with me, and it was a great game to work. So.
Yeah, and they got the snow cleared off for you.
They did. I kept calling and asking because I'm a fair weather guy, so
I'm with you.
All right, perfect. Well,
thank
thanks
you guys
everybody.
for joining. Take care. Be safe. See you Thursday night if you want to join us. Bye.
All right, bye. Matt, thanks, bud.
Yep. Thanks.